you know, all our best memories, our cultures are all surrounded sharing really good meals. So when that is scarce and that is difficult, that's a huge burden on people.
Welcome to A Recipe For, a series that celebrates the joy of food and explores what's lost without it. It gives me the greatest of pleasure to welcome Sophie from FoodCycle, a UK charity that understands the importance of community dining. And the dish that you brought today epitomises that for me. It's a shakshuka, isn't it?
It is indeed.
I'm going to take the lid off it so it can get stuck in.
Great.
Okay.
This was the first dish that I got taught when I had my first job as a pot wash in a kitchen.
Did you? You were KP?
I was a KP and I worked my way up to dessert section.
Did you?
Yes.
Get you?
Yeah. I'm still a terrible messy cook, so they did much to the chef's despair. But food's always been a huge part of my life, and so I'm one of 6 children. We were on benefits growing up, so I had that knowledge of kind of scarcity and what that looks like. But also, I've always worked in kitchens and catering, so I paid my way through university by working in kitchens. And then, so it's always been a core part of my life and journey. And it's because I see what it does, you know. It's when I'm sitting down with my family, and now because we've all got children and partners and things, it's the food, and everyone's like, oh well, who's doing that side dish and who's doing the pudding, and it brings people together. I work with an Algerian chef called Anis, and he taught me everything that I knew about food, and lit that fire about how good food can really transform your mood and make a real big difference. And then this recipe has then gone with me throughout life because it's a real cheap, simple recipe. It's a tin of tomatoes, some eggs, some onions. You can add different spices, you can add different veggies. So I took it to university when I was on a small budget, and then now my kids eat it at home as well.
The way that shakshuka is served is joyous in itself, isn't it? Because you go, ooh, and then you dig in. So I'm going to dig in. Do you mind?
Yeah, please do. You've got like the egg, the yolk, which gives it the richness, which is so yummy. And then the kale, you've got your bit of health.
Oh.
It's good.
And you've put, so there's a little bit of cumin in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's some onion.
Yeah. And I think it's about how you make those onions as well. So I think like onions is the base of every dish, other than custard.
Having said that, you can have a savoury custard.
You can indeed.
Anyway, we're not talking about that, are we?
But so I think with the trick of a good shakshuka is actually being really slow and low with those onions, so they get really sweet and caramelised, because it gives such an extra depth of flavour. And I think the nice thing about shakshuka as well is that you can make it in 5 minutes. Yeah. Or you can make it in an hour, you know, and it will have different flavour profiles, but it kind of suits. If you have time to luxuriate over a lovely lunch, you can do it. But actually, if you're like, kids are in after school, let's get something on, it's also really easy. My
son has two children, and I love going to stay with them at the weekends because that's what we get. Shakshuka in all sorts of different guises.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of why I love this recipe as well, because at FoodCycle it's about kind of utilising what you have. It's one of those great cupboard dinners, right? So like you say, you come in, you're exhausted, I open the cupboard, I can make something, and you don't have to go buy extra stuff, but you can also soup it up as well. So it has kind of the flexibility.
Yeah. Add eggs or not, add sausage or not. And as you say, it's cheap.
Absolutely.
It's nutritious, it's tasty, which is what FoodCycle's all about.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about FoodCycle.
FoodCycle's a national community dining charity, so we're in locations all over England and Wales, and what we do is we bring people together over a plate of delicious, nutritious food to build communities and help people who are facing hunger and loneliness. It's a bit like a pop-up restaurant. That's the experience that we want. We have tablecloths, we do a 3-course meal. You sit down, you're served. When you come in, the first thing you should see is a big smile from one of our volunteers saying, fantastic, I'm so pleased you're here. Would you like a brew? And then we take you to a table, and our volunteers are amazing. We have 8,500 of them that deliver every single week in their communities because they care about their local communities and they know the characters and they know the guests and they know if we've got someone new, oh, we'll go sit them next to the lady over here because she's super chatty and she'll welcome them in. So we really facilitate that kind of communication and community building. And the really important thing about what we do is they are community meals, so they're open to everyone.
You must be very proud of it because I know it's going from success to success under your leadership. So it's one of, and your team, of course.
Yeah.
You can't do it on your own.
Absolutely not. I mean, our team are fantastic, but it's also our volunteers. You know, they're the face of the projects in the communities. So we have local people coming into their local areas, making their gorgeous dishes for people in their community. And I think, although we're a national charity, FoodCycle, you have that core tenet of connection and good food, but the venue's different, the food is different, the guests are different, the volunteers are different. So each of them has its own personality and culture, and that's what's so nice. So for me, it's so lovely. When I go visit the projects, I'm having a different experience each time because it's really rooted in that local area, which I love.
And surely that's what the Essences for Communities Night is about. It's diversity across the country, because culturally in the UK we're very different. You know, the north is different to the south.
Absolutely.
The east is different to the west. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. That must be absolutely joyous.
It reflects the different kind of community cultures, and that's really nice. And that also affects the dishes that we make, and kind of just like with the Shakshuka, you can personalize it. That's what we try and do with our dishes for our guests. So we'll know certain dishes that go down really well in one area and maybe not so well in another, and we make sure that we make people food that they really want to eat. You know, you come in, you're more than your circumstance, you're more than the issues and the problems that you're bringing in. Yeah. You're coming in and being seen and valued as that person. All our best memories, our cultures are all surrounded sharing really good meals. So when that is scarce and that is difficult, that's a huge burden on people. So if we can alleviate that through our community dining meals, that's what we really aim to do.
In essence, you know, you take the stress out of food, don't you?
Absolutely. So what we're really grateful for, and I'm really excited about this funding that we've got through Comic Relief and Sainsbury's, is it's enabled us to launch our schools programme. And that's something that we really see with our schools. So we've got 5 schools in total now, which is fantastic. Last week we launched our first one in the West Midlands to 45 children and their families, which is just joyous to see. But that's definitely what's fed back to us, is that with the parents that come and attend our meals, it's that mental load, number one, that's gone, that stress of parents really trying to look after their children's nutrition, really trying to make sure that they have what they need, but not having that in the cupboard. Or, as you know, I've got 2 small young children, trying to get them to eat anything that resembles anything green or a vegetable is absolutely a battle. I don't tend to put kale in my Shakshuka, but it's about making it that experience for the family so that it's joyous, so your children actually get excited about eating together. One of the big stories that I always think about is, I was chatting to one of our mums, and it's that resilience building that we're building as well. Yeah. So she'd been coming to us, she sort of didn't know much about it, thought, okay, this could be a nice thing to get involved with. And then she had a nursery bill, and it was an admin error, which was about 700 quid. And so suddenly her budget is completely blown. She doesn't have enough money to feed her children properly during the week. But what we did by coming to a project, we, number one, created a safe space. She hadn't actually accessed help before, so she came to us, and then she went, well, actually, maybe I could access a food bank, because everyone treated me really nicely here. Maybe there isn't any shame in looking for extra help. When she came with us once a week, it means that she's able to manage her budget better as well, so that she knows, well, I don't need to pay for food on a Wednesday night. And then what we do, because we're feeders at FoodCycle, anytime you come to a meal, you also leave with groceries. So anything that we don't cook with, the families get to take home with them. So if for example, if we made a delicious Shakshuka, you would come home with tin tomatoes and some eggs. So you could also make that at home. So it's a meal that you know your kids are going to eat. And it's also another night that you don't have to go and source food to eat.
If there was a recipe for change that you could make with a magic wand, what would it be?
Well, obviously community dining. I think that we see the transformative effect of that each and every week, creating free spaces where people can come and gather and eat and connect over really good food makes such a difference for people facing poverty, from mental health issues, from people who are feeling lonely and isolated, to actually making positive strives in the planet, looking at different ways to eat in a more sustainable, healthy way. So I really feel like it's the magic ingredient to that change, and if we can do more of that, brilliant.
Tell me about your food memories, Sophie, because that's what FoodCycle's all about as well. Building those memories around a table, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. My mum, and she'll kill me for saying this, is a terrible cook. So my mum went through, we always talk about her watery mince. She makes really good cakes. I'm gonna really defend her. She makes very good cakes. And also she had 6 kids.
Yeah, stop being diplomatic. Come on, what was it? Come on, so spill.
Never browned a mince. That was the problem. It was always quite, it was just always quite anemic and watery.
Sophie's mum, make sure you brown the mince, will you? I mean, you've scarred this poor lass.
Great cakes.
Great cakes, though, apparently. Great cakes. Okay, now this is a bit of a naughty question, so I'm not going to give you any time to think about it either. What's food to you in 3 words?
Care, creativity, and fun.
It doesn't get better than that, does it? And you're the absolutely epitome of that, and as is your organisation. Well done, Sophie, and it's been an absolute pleasure to sit here and share Shakshuka and have a crack around the table. It's been great.
Amazing, thank you.
Not at all, you're very welcome. It's been brilliant.